All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Onebar with Lupagus. This episode, we're talking about the 5 most intriguing bubble players for the Vikings. But first, the show is brought to you by Brew Pub, lots of matzah, the best damn pizza in Minnesota, hands down. Crispy crust. And guess what, Lupagus?
What's that?
My daughter, who's still sleeping, has a little surprise when she wakes up. She doesn't have to deal with my crappy eggs or my burnt toast. Yes.
Really?
The breakfast pizza is coming out, and you know what? She's fairly picky eater. She'll wolf half this puppy down.
Yeah, I was actually going to mention them breakfast pizzas. We were shooting this video very early in the morning, and nothing sounds better for breakfast right now than a Brew Pub lots of matzah breakfast pizza. I'm going to cut the squares when I do mine.
Yes, let's do it. Let's talk about the 5 most intriguing Vikings bubble players. Bubble players, let us know your most intriguing in the comments. Where are we starting?
Well, let's start with the one who's been the talk of the week so far, Lewis Cine. Again, he's coming off a great preseason performance against the Browns, 11 tackles, sack, interception. Was it too little, too late? A lot of the insiders think he is gone, maybe traded to another team's 53-man roster.
Yeah, I saw it. Was it Will Reggets came out yesterday, and then he said the opposite. So
Really?
That's why this one makes the most intriguing. It's like we have no idea what they're going to do with Lewis Cine. If they cut him, it's going to be sad because it didn't work out. If they keep him, it's like, all right, I guess there's a small, tiny sliver of hope that maybe he pans out. Maybe they get him out there next year. But I'm really impartial on this one. I have no clue what they're going to do. And whatever they do, I'm completely fine with.
It's going to be one of the biggest watch points on cut days. What happens with Lewis Cine? Just the fact he was a first-round pick. Again, they got to weigh his potential. Was this the start of his, getting the lights coming on for him, or is this just, him having a good game against scrubs? We don't know. If they think it is and it's worth more than a 7th-round pick, then maybe hang on to him. But again, big decision for the Vikings.
Like with my mindset, I don't care what. What about you? Like if they cut him or they keep him, does it really move your?
Not for this year, but maybe he's on the start of something. Maybe he can, reach his potential. So some guys, it takes a while. He was the 32nd pick. It wasn't like he was a top 10 pick. So he missed the season. Some guys don't pick it up quick. So maybe he's finally starting to do it. Maybe he's not, but that's
they had him rated not as their 32nd player. I mean, we'll see. Lewis Cine, top guy. Let's go to a guy that we never would have thought we probably would have been talking about as a potential guy to make the roster. And that is Bo freaking Richter scale. Bo Richter having one of the best preseasons out of this roster. I mean, his grades, run defense, 80 PFF wise, overall 70. He's got 2 sacks, 5 pressures. He's just been all over the place, and it's wonderful.
It is wonderful. This guy plays with his ass on fire. He's attacking. Does he miss some tackles? Yeah, he misses some tackles, but a guy who came from just an absolute long shot, like maybe he's on the practice squad was our thoughts, to now he could potentially make the roster. I don't know if he will or not. Is it with these guys, these undrafted guys, again, we all worry that he's not going to clear waivers, but you go back in history, teams tend to keep the guys they've been working with. Rarely do they go snipe a bunch of guys, unless you're the Chicago Bears of 2 years ago, where they basically revamped their roster with guys who were cut. Yeah, they signed everybody who was cut.
Marset.
I don't know. This one's really close. I'd love it if he can make it, because I think he actually could bring something to the table this year. But Bo Richter, definitely intriguing.
Well, and what he's got going against him is just that stacked room. I mean, the edge rushers it's very thick of depth. So if he makes it, I do expect him to be a guy that's probably inactive quite a bit just because of the guys he has in front of him. But I'm really hoping Bo Richter, like if and when Bo Richter gets cut, even though he probably will come back, it's going to be a gut punch.
Yeah, it will be a gut punch. It'll also be a gut punch if this guy is cut. And that's Nudie McLaughlin, our beloved undrafted free agent cornerback who had a big interception last game, and he's played pretty well. Tighten coverage. Again, this ass end of this Vikings cornerback depth chart has a lot of question marks. Who are they going to keep after the top 4? Even 5 maybe, and how many are they going to keep? How many spots are available in one of those spots for Nudie McLaughlin?
Yeah, he's earned it, man. He's earned it. It's just a matter of if the Vikings love some of all these other guys more than him. I mean, Nudie, who was that corner we had a couple of years ago? Neville Clark, or who was the guy? Can't remember his name. Another guy who just ripped it up in preseason. All the talk, gets cut. We didn't even bring him back to the practice squad. So I'm very gun shy when it comes to these guys that we love. But Nudie's been fantastic. I think this dude could get actual real snaps like next year.
Yeah. So again, I'd rather keep him over Caleb Evans at this point, but Vikings won't do that. Just saying, there's Nashawn Wright. I mean, Duke Shelley. Those are the guys he's battling with. I think McLaughlin has more upside than any of those guys.
No one else has an upside. This breakfast pizza, and just to be clear, breakfast pizzas are fantastic after a couple brewskis too. This doesn't just have to be for breakfast. I love breakfast pizza for dinner.
I guess you're going to start drinking right now.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna hold out a little bit. Let's go to a guy that, not to be rude, but I wouldn't care if he's back or not. In fact, I hope he kind of is cut, and that's Jalen Roy.
Yeah, you talk about Bo Richter earning it. Maybe it was Nudie you said earned it. Jalen Roy has not earned it. He's done nothing this preseason. There were some rumblings about him after OTAs. I'm like, oh, okay, Jalen Roy coming out party. Nothing. It's been Levi Drake Rodriguez has been the most intriguing defensive line player. Taki Taimani's looked better. Jalen Roy just done nothing. So the only way he makes it is just because he was a fifth-round pick last year, and the coaches still think he has some upside. Other than that, he's done nothing this preseason to earn a spot in this roster.
Who was the Gopher fifth rounder that we took? Or maybe it was sixth rounder, and it was only a couple of years ago. Quasey took him, right?
Yeah.
And we cut him. They cut him the year next year. Atamuelo. This is like Atamuelo all over again. I mean, a little bit different position, but it's pretty much the same type of draft. He probably will be cut. So I don't think their ego is going to get in the way on this one. I mean, his PFF scores are in the 40s.
I don't even know if he saw the field on Saturday.
It looks like he's got like 30 snaps this preseason. Really has done nothing. Graded out very, very poorly. And more so, why I don't want him back is just because what you said. Some of these other guys that are showing stuff. Let's go, baby. We got guys that we should get out on the field, make some plays.
We need dogs in that D-line. Jets. Wow. We got one more for that delicious howl of yours. And that's a guy who, I think his job is pretty secure, but you just never know. And that's Triston Jackson, the wide receiver who has just ripped it up this preseason.
This is called the Alexander Hollins effect. Why he's even on the list is until he's on the team, he'll be a bubble player. But Jackson, not only has he done it in the games, but in practices, training camp, he was getting rave reviews. He was doing it there as well. It's not like he's just showing up and lighting it up against third, fourth stringers. He's doing his thing, games, practice, everything. So Triston Jackson, hell yeah. I mean, solid number 4.
Yeah, and he's doing it different ways. I mean, you're seeing great route running, you're seeing great hands, you're seeing do little toe tapping, you're seeing some speed. So he's showing everything, all aspects of the position he seems to have mastered. And honestly, with him and Jalen Naylor, I'm feeling much better about our wide receiving depth chart than I was just a month ago. Absolutely.
Love it. Love Triston Jackson. Those are our 5 bubble players. Let us know in the comments any bubble players, any of these guys you want to make, don't want to make. Let us hear it. It sounds, I will say this, based off the comments, a lot of people want Lewis Cine to make this roster.
Yeah, a lot of support for old Lou. We'll see.
Which is funny. I should do an episode just on comments from like 2 months ago about Lewis Cine.
Yeah.
We've turned the page. We love him again. Lewis.
That's what Vikings fans do. Our emotions are always up and down. All right, let us know what you think about these bubble players. Get yourself some brew pub, lots of matzah. And remember this, German chocolate cake was invented in Texas, named for a person.